Hello children, let us continue the chapter Laws of Motion. In the first lecture, we studied what was motion, how motion is a relative concept, and we also discussed about scalars and vectors. Today, we'll study the quantities distance, displacement, speed, velocity, and effect of speed and direction on velocity. Now, let us first know what is distance. Distance is the length of the actual path travelled by an object in motion. Distance is the length of the actual path travelled by an object in motion. Distance, if this is my house and this is my friend's house, to go from point A to point B, I have to travel 500 meters, and again to travel from point B to point C, I have to travel 1200 meters. So total I have to travel a distance of 500 plus 1200, that is 1700 meters to reach from my house to my friend's house. Now remember, distance is a positive quantity. Distance is a positive quantity. Distance can be measured in meters, can be measured in centimeters, and it can be measured in kilometers. Distances can be measured in meter, centimeter, or even kilometer. The SI unit of distance is meters. The SI unit of distance is meters. We classify distance as a scalar quantity. We classify distance as a scalar quantity. Now, let us move to the next quantity, displacement. What is displacement? Displacement is the minimum distance between the starting and the finishing points. Displacement is the minimum distance between the starting and the finishing point. When I want to go from my house and reach my friend's house, you can see I have joined the points A and C, and this gives me the minimum distance to travel from the starting point A and to reach the final point C. So distance AC can be calculated using, can you see, by using what one? Which theorem? Any idea? By using Pythagoras theorem. By using Pythagoras theorem, we can calculate the distance between the points A and C. So our triangle ABC looks like a right angle triangle. Looks like a right angle triangle. Now, displacement can be positive, displacement can be negative, and displacement can also be equal to 0. Displacement can be measured in meters, it can also be measured in centimeters, and it can also be measured in kilometers. The units of distance and displacement are the same. The units of distance and displacement are the same. But distance is classified as scalar and displacement is classified as vector. Distance is classified as scalar and displacement is classified as vector. Okay. Now, to understand distance and displacement, let us take some examples. Now, you can see here in the first example, as we can see, we have Shreya who is moving around a circular field. We have Shreya who is moving around the circular field. Here children, Shreya is starting from point A. She is taking a round and then she is again coming back to the same point, and there she completes her circular round. So here, according to distance, as you can see, it is a circular path. We will calculate it using the formula 2 pi r. So we have 2 into 3.14, and as you can see, the radius of the circular track is 100. The radius of the circular track is 100. So the net answer comes out to be 2 into 314. So this 2 places after decimal point is adjusted with these two zeros. So the answer is 628 meters. 628 meters. So this is the actual distance travelled by Shreya as she moves from point B A and she comes back to the same point A. So this is actually the circumference of the circular field, which is given by 2 pi r. And for this example, if I am asked to calculate distance, I get distance as 628 meters. But for the same example, if I am asked to calculate displacement, my initial point is A and my final point is also A. So in this example, displacement is equal to 0. In displacement, we require 2 points, the initial point and the final point. Here you can see my initial point and also my final point is the same. So according to this example, my displacement is 0, whereas my distance, the actual path that I have travelled along the circular field, comes out to be 628 meters. Let us consider the next example. I have a car which is travelling from point P and reaching the point Q. That is the upward arrow which shows the car is travelling from P and reaching the point Q, and again it is starting its backward journey. So the top arrow shows the forward journey and the back arrow shows the backward journey. So the car moves from point P to Q and again comes back from Q to P. So the total distance is 360 meters in the forward direction, 360 meters in the backward direction. So the total distance travelled by car is 720 meters. Whereas when I talk about displacement, the car started its journey from P, went at point Q, and now again it has come back to the point P. So like in the previous example, here point P is going to be the initial point and it is also going to be the final point. So the displacement in this case is going to be 0. So the displacement in this case is going to be 0. Okay. Now the next one. Suppose if the car was only moving in the forward direction. Suppose the car was only moving in the forward direction, then in that case my distance is 360 meters and my displacement is also going to be 360 meters. That was possible. This 360 as distance and this 360 as displacement is possible only in case of forward direction. But when I consider the forward direction as well as the backward direction, when I calculate displacement, my starting and the ending point becomes the same. My starting and the ending point becomes the same. Whereas when I calculate displacement along only one direction, that is along the forward direction, then in that case my starting point is P and my ending point is P. So ending point is Q. So in that case my displacement is 360. So again I want to repeat this, children. This 360 as displacement and this 360 as distance is possible only if one way direction is there, that is in the forward direction. Because in the forward direction my P is the starting point and my Q is the ending point. But when I take the distance in both the directions, the forward as well as in the backward, in that case point P is my starting point and point P is also my ending point. So when I take two direction motion, that time my displacement turns out to be 0. So be very, very careful when you are given the starting and the ending point to decide which is your starting point and which is your ending point, because accordingly the answers will differ. Now coming to the third example, children. Now it is possible that it is not necessary that the distance between any 2 points is always linear. Like when it is linear, it is very easy to just take a scale and to just place over it and to measure and count, right? Now here again there are three ways in which I can reach from point A to go to point B. I have this first route. You can see the first route is not The first route is curved, it is not straight. So how will you measure such distances? What you need to do is you just take a rope or a thread along and you can just place it on this. If you just take it, let us see where this green one fixes. Yeah, I think yeah, you can just take a rope and fix around this, and this is the green part. Then what you do is just take this and keep on the scale and then measure. So even curved distances, so it comes to around 6 centimeters. So even curved distances you can measure using the rope, correct? And now here also children, you can see if you have another route, that is A and B, you can just take this, place it around the rope, place around AB, and then check its distance on the scale. So I think it comes to around 5.8 centimeters. And one more example is there, distance between X and Y, that is this linear distance is easy to calculate. You can just keep a scale and you can calculate. So that is around 7 centimeter. But if you have a curved path, you can just keep a rope along this curved path, and whatever length you are getting of the rope, you just place it on the scale. So you can measure the distance of the curved path in the same way, that is by using the rope. So along route 1 we are getting distance as around 6 centimeters, and distance along route 2, I think that we are getting around 5.8 centimeter. And when I talk about displacement, now look children, I have route 1, I have route 2, and I also have route 3. So which one will be for displacement? As we say, what is the definition of displacement? Displacement is the minimum distance between the starting and the finishing point. So our starting point is A, our starting point is B. So out of route 1, route 2 and route 3, it is route 3 which is going to be and which we are going to consider when we talk about displacement. So let us measure that distance. I think it's going to come as, how much it's going to come? Yeah, it is coming as 2.5 centimeters. It is coming as 2.5 centimeters. Now when we learned definition of displacement, we said that displacement can be 0, displacement can be equal to distance, and we can also see that the displacement can also be less than distance. So 3 possibilities children. Displacement can be 0, displacement can be equal to distance, and displacement can also be less than distance.